Someone Watches TV, and today we're going to talk about the two great pieces I have in front of me, the legacy machine Perpetual Longhorn and the Sequential flyback Longhorn 2 from MB&F. So they are not new per se, but their execution is different, and they are part of the brand's 20th anniversary celebration, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to see quite a bit of creativity coming from the team of Max Büsser throughout the year. So let's focus for the time being on these two watches. And firstly, come back on the notion of Longhorn, and this goes back to the initial design of the LM1, the piece I'm wearing today. At the time, back in 2009-2010, they weren't sure about the design of the lugs, either short or long. Long seemed to fit better the overall design of the piece, but then you had issues regarding the wearability of this piece, so they opted for shorter lugs, the ones that are here. But in 2021, for the 10th anniversary of the launch of the LM1, MB&F came with a unique piece in steel with this Longhorn feature, where you had two holes on each lug, enabling to adjust for the wearer what suited him best. So this piece was auctioned, and most of the proceeds went to a Rhinoceros Wildlife Preservation Fund, a fun nod to its name, of course. So both these pieces have this adjustable lug feature, and they are limited to 20 pieces each. 20, I mean, you get the point. So they also share the same design characteristics. They come in steel cases, have a deep gray rhodium-plated base plate, have these glossy black sub-dials, fully black hour and minute dials, blued hands, and the finishing on both of them is really quite refined, showcasing different techniques. And I personally think that this beige cuff bracelet just works really nicely, makes the watch very fresh in my opinion. But besides this shared look and shared lug system, well, they also share a great man. And I'm sorry, Max, but I'm not talking about you, but of the brilliant Northern Irish genius and very humble watchmaker, Mr. Stephen McDonald. He's indeed the one who imagined both of these complex movements precisely with the idea of making them simpler and versatile, whether in terms of how you operate them, but also when it comes to their robustness. So Perpetual calendars have been a long-time nightmare for after-sales services of many brands, because these pieces generally have some dark side to them, and some unfortunate manipulation at the wrong time and date often resulted in jamming your piece. Well, based on this observation, Stephen McDonald chose a different approach and came up with the mechanism which lets you freely and very easily change all date information without the hassle of blocking your piece. So this was a major breakthrough in terms of QP usability, and the look of this piece is just stunning, one of my favorite watches of all time. And yes, I know this sounds extremely objective, but that's just the way it is. And I just love this very apparent mechanical dimension which stands out when you look at it. And if you want to know more about some specificities of this movement, which initially came out in 2015, where there are plenty of info available and even on our channel, you'll find some links below. The second piece, the Sequential flyback, is also a stunner. It was released in 2022 and won the Aiguille d'Or of the GPHG that year as being the best of the best. Quite some recognition there for MB&F and Stephen, of course. And it was the brand's first chronograph, and they didn't take the easy route, but instead presented another breakthrough with this piece. So to summarize it, you have two independent chronographs, but they are both linked with the same regulating organ. Chronographs are known to require quite a lot of energy while running, so with two, one could expect a rather short power reserve despite featuring twin barrels. But thanks to Stephen's ingenuity, this is not the case. He developed a system which optimizes energy consumption thanks to dual vertical clutches and rollers. And again, I invite to check previous videos if you want more details about this. But let's talk about the fun part for the user and how you can interact with it. The fact of having two distinct chronographs lets you obviously measure two different occurrences. Start the first chrono when you're putting your T-bone steak on your grill, start the second one when you're putting the vegetables, and measure both these times with a large second counter and minute counters. Easy and convenient. But then you have a simultaneous mode and press the twinverter, the magic button, and both chronos start at the very same time and you can stop each one whenever you want or even use the flyback function. So you also have a cumulative mode and start the first chrono, press the magical twinverter and off goes the second one while the first one stops and you can do so as much as you want. And then you have the sequential mode, thus its name, to measure, for instance, 2 or more continuous lap times. Start the chrono when you cross the start line, press the twinverter when you cross the finish line of your initial lap, first chrono stops, you record the time, reset the chrono to 0, while the measurement of the second time is already ongoing on the other chrono. You see quite some clever thinking behind this machine, and some good reason why it got the Aiguille d'Or back in 2022. So all in all, and as mentioned, I mean, these watches are not novelties, but with the Longhorn, they are fantastic new executions of 2 fantastic pieces celebrating 2 fantastic movements, as simple as that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and I wish you the very best, and viva watchmaking!